Hello Libra and welcome to my channel Attila Tarot. First of all, I would like to thank for all of you who have seen my previous videos, that you watched them, liked them, and especially if you subscribed. I'm very grateful for that, and especially I'm very happy that you're back for more. If you're new, I'm very glad that you found me, and I hope that this reading will help you to get some guidance. Today we're going to take a look at what kind of energies you can expect in the month of June in the areas of love and relationship. But as usual, please pay attention to the messages that resonates with your situation and let the others go. But let's get started. In the center of your reading, you do have the Emperor. Now, the Emperor can indicate an old wise man. So if you are interested in men, this can indicate that maybe you are in a relationship with an older man who is very logical, he likes order, routine, but he can be very positive for your life. But one of his challenges is that romance is not his strength. He's very practical, dependable, and protective. If you're a male, it can indicate that you might be a little bit more open with your feelings. Don't let your partner guess whatever you think. If you're in a relationship, this can be an indication of a monogamous, loyal, long-lasting relationship as well. If you've been going through some kind of a trouble in your relationship, this card can indicate that stability is returning to your life. And again, if you're single, this is a good sign for a long-lasting relationship to come into your life. The first card we do have here is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is, as usual, pages. They bring some kind of a message to our life, and this message is something that's very exciting. It's a good news, swift news. It can be a call, text, any kind of message. It can also be a sign of a younger person. So maybe in this relationship, in your love life, you're talking about a younger person and an older person. But this can be a sign as well, some new waves of passions that came into the relationship. Some playfulness, it can be maybe some adventure, some travel. Maybe the relationship went through some cool period and a new spark is coming into the relationship. If you are in an unhappy relationship, what this card is telling you, it's really time for you to make or break this relationship. Either you put in the efforts to make it last, or you just break it. For some of you, it's very important in this card that you shouldn't be clingy. You should give enough space to each other in the relationship. If you are single, this is definitely an indication of a new romance, a new spark coming into your life. The next card we have here is the Four of Swords. Now the Four of Swords can indicate some kind of a fear, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, and this is the card that tells you you need to take a break, you need to rest, and this rest is going to be very blessing for you. Now what this can indicate, that maybe in your relationship you've been going through some hard time, and you really need to take a little break from each other in order to recover and take some time out. It can be in form of a travel as well, to regroup and rethink what you want. If you're single, this is kind of like an indication that maybe you've been single for a while and you've been choosing to be single because you might have some fears of being in a relationship due to some past issues. And then next we have here is the Four of Pentacles. And very interesting yet that you do have 3 4s here. We will talk about that a little bit. So the Four of Pentacles is generally all about holding on to something very strongly. This can be people, this can be possessions, but it's a very controlling energy when you're not letting something go. This can be a sign of some deep-seated issues in your love life, but it can be also a sign of that one of the parties are very possessive and very controlling and jealous. If you remember, we were talking about with the Page of Wands that you need to give space and don't be clingy. And I think this is kind of indicating that one of you is very clingy in the relationship. For some of you, this might be a sign as well that somebody is holding on to some past issues. And if you're single, this is definitely a sign that you are holding yourself back from meeting somebody because fear of previous issues, and it kind of shows you that you've been single for a while. And then we talked about the 3 4s, right? So it's very interesting you do have 3 4s. So I think what I would recommend you that you need to look at what the 444 means and how it can be related to your life, because probably this is a sign that is important for you. The 444 can mean that you need to trust the guidance that you're receiving, or it can be that you are in the right place at the right time. Maybe you are already with your soulmate, or your soulmate is on the way. But I would really recommend you to look it up, what kind of meanings it has, because I'm not a numerologist. But let's continue. You do have here the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is this energy when things are coming to fruition, hard work pays off, your manifestation of goals are coming, and it's a card that asks you to be patient. For some of you, this card is all about taking stock and evaluating where you are in your love life and kind of evaluating, is it worth this or not? And what it can be a sign as well that you're able to make a long-term relationship work. And you do have the Emperor, which is all about a long-term relationship. So I think what you need to consider here, if you put a lot of energy into this relationship, you're gonna get the rewards, you're gonna get the benefits out of it. For some of you, this can be a sign that you are working together with your partner for some financial goal. Maybe you want to get married and you are saving money for the wedding, or you want to buy a house together. But this is a card that can be a sign of pregnancy as well. If you're single, this card is kind of shows that you are reflecting on your past relationship, and you're kind of reconsidering what is that you want in the future from your future relationship. But again, if you're single, it can be a sign that just keep doing what you're doing, and that's gonna get you to meet the person that you want. Again, this is kind of like putting efforts into something and then seeing the results coming to fruition through your hard work. And then you do have here the Sun card. The Sun card is an amazing card because this is all about positivity, vitality, and a card of success and happiness and optimism. So when usually the Sun comes up, it's an indication that joy and happiness comes into your love life. And for some of you, the Sun can show reflect on issues as well, hidden issues that you didn't know about. But generally, the Sun indicates that you are able to solve those issues and you're able to figure out how to make the relationship work, especially if you had some troubles. Usually, the Sun makes the relationship more open, more honest, and what you need to kind of take into consideration, it can be a sign of a wedding, it's kind of a sign of an engagement, and pregnancy as well. And you do have two cards talking about pregnancy. The other thing you need to take into consideration the Sun, that sometimes the Sun, if your relationship is not good, the Sun might actually bring the end of the relationship, so you have space for a better relationship that's gonna be better for you. Now let's see how it continues, but before that, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because that's an indication that the message has resonated with you, and it also helps me to grow the channel so more people get the message that they need. And for you, it's only a push of a button. So the next card we have here is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is very open, very honest. She cuts through the bullshit and she only wants the truth and nothing but the truth. For some of you, this might be a card that indicates that you're going to get clarity. Maybe through the sun will shine through and you're going to get the clarity that you need. But you know, she's indicating somebody who's very candid, very realistic, objective and truthful. And she is somebody who likes to have her own space and doesn't like public affection. So I think for some of you, this clinginess is something that very much impacting the relationship. Now this card can indicate a mature woman as well, or a female energy who's going to be giving you some advice in terms of relationship, a candid advice that you should listen to. The other important part of the Queen of Swords, that you know, she went through a lot. She's somebody who had some pains in her past, but all of that made her stronger and wiser. If you're single, this card is definitely an indication that you are enjoying your freedom and you're actually able to afford to pick and choose among the people that you date. And the next card we have here is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is all about not seeing clearly and not able to choose between two things, right? And you're afraid to make this decision because you are afraid of the pain that the decision might take you. Now you do have the Moon here, which is indicating for you to listen to your intuition. And again, you do have the Sun as well. So eventually, whatever the decision, even if it's painful, is going to be the right decision. For some of you, this might be an indication that maybe there's some arguments between you and your partner and you're not able to come to an agreement. But if you're single, this is a card that maybe you do have multiple people to choose from. And the last card we have here is the Five of Cups. Right, the Five of Cups, when you look at it, it's a card of sadness. It's a card of loss, despair, regret, and the card of emotional baggages and loneliness. So this can be a card where some of your old relationships are indicating you even now. Maybe you still have some feelings for your ex. But it's the card of isolation as well. and when you are not comfortable dating. Um, Now this card can indicate breakup or divorce as well. So maybe that's the decision that you are really contemplating in this case. But the card always tells you that you've been trying to focus too much on whatever went wrong and not seeing the opportunities that are behind you when you turn around, right? You do have the Two of Cups and you do have that beautiful tree. So I think it's very important for you to uh, get over the pains that you have from the past or whatever this decision might cause you. And then when we look at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Two of Wands, which is, as you can see, it's all about decision, like choosing a path that is actually better for you. So I think this just kind of confirms the fear of making these decisions, whatever you have to do. But again, you need to trust the guidance you are getting, whether it is coming from this older woman, whatever your inner voice is telling you, trust the guidance. So dear Libra, that's all I have for you. I hope that this reading helps you, and I'll see you again.